A brand can lose an aisle without losing a single customer. Not because taste changed, because shelf rent got recalculated. Walk a Western snack aisle and the shift is right there, hiding in plain sight. Nongshim cups, sitting where a legacy chip used to own a facing. A Samyang Foods extra spicy SKU, merchandised like a snack, not a meal. A bright Ezaki Glico box. That doesn't need translation to move. A want pack. That looks mainstream enough to disappear into the set until it starts outselling what was there before. The shelf isn't a display, it's a lease. Every facing has to earn its keep through two numbers that matter more than brand history: how fast it moves, and how much gross profit the retailer keeps when it does. That's why this takeover feels quiet. It doesn't arrive as a headline. It arrives as a weekly report with one line that won't stop climbing. Most brands think they're competing on preference. At the shelf, they're competing on rent. If one SKU generates more profit per inch consistently, it wins space. Not eventually, on the next reset. And imported snacks can win even when they cost more, because the store isn't optimizing for cheap. It's optimizing for profit per foot, multiplied by turns. One simple multiplication, what the item earns, times how often it earns it. If a $3.49 bag sells through faster than a $2.49 bag, the math flips. Even a mid-single-digit price premium can look cheap when velocity is in the double digits. The shelf doesn't care who's older. It cares who pays faster. In the back office, this doesn't feel like strategy. It feels like pressure. A category manager is staring at scan data from the last 4 to 8 weeks. An incumbent is offering a bigger promotion calendar, deeper discounts, more support. And the imported SKU is doing the one thing retailers trust most. It's moving without being pushed. That is a hard meeting, because fair doesn't exist in a planogram. Only performance does. Once a product proves velocity, it gets protected. And protection turns novelty into permanence. Asian snack systems carry an edge that's easy to underestimate. They're built to travel, shelf-stable formats, seasoning systems that survive distribution, flavor intensity that still hits after weeks in transit, and a long journey through warehouses and trucks. That isn't nostalgia. That's manufacturing strategy. Packaging does work too. Coded, premium-looking, instantly readable as new. It pulls trial on day one. Then repeat purchase locks it in by week 3, and the set expands on the next cycle. Attention now arrives before the sales rep does. A decade ago, a spicy noodle brand needed expensive paid media to force trial. Now a clip can do it. A reaction can do it. A challenge can do it. A teenager dares a friend to try the too hot cup. A parent buys the same SKU because the kid asked for it by name, and the buyer expands the set, because the proof is already sitting in the numbers. By late 2024, Korea's ramen exports had already crossed about $1 billion for the year by the end of October, up roughly 30% versus the year before. Monthly exports cleared the $100 million mark starting in April, and kept doing it through October. That's not a niche pipeline, that's scale, arriving on a schedule. Velocity doesn't just win shelf space, it changes what a company can charge. Once a SKU moves without constant discounting, premiumization becomes possible. Heat becomes a feature. Texture becomes a feature. Limited editions become a feature, and the economics get sharper. Less promo dependency, better margins, cleaner inventory turns. Consumers aren't paying for calories. They're paying for an experience they can recognize instantly. That's where incumbents often misread the threat. They assume scale is the advantage, but scale is slow. And in snacks, slow becomes expensive, because the shelf resets in weeks, not years. The newer playbook behaves less like a campaign calendar and more like a drop cycle. Faster flavor rotation, more frequent limited runs, shorter loops between what people talk about and what factories push. The product stops acting like a static item. It starts acting like a living feed. And the shelf rewards that cadence because it refreshes attention, without the retailer carrying dead inventory for months. Capital follows the same proof signals. When overseas demand is real, It shows up in the places executives can't ignore: volume and profit, not just a spike. Repeatability. Calbee has disclosed FY 2024 net sales around 303 billion yen, with overseas sales around 73 billion yen, and overseas operating profit improving year over year. That's the export model turning from optional into a second engine. And Nongshim has reported that its flagship ramen brand generated overseas sales around 710 billion won in 2023, with overseas representing about 59% of that brand's sales. Not curiosity, repeatability. Seen from far enough back, the shift stops looking like new flavors and starts looking like a change in distribution leverage. Western shelves used to be dominated by brands that could buy attention, buy promotions, and buy certainty. But cultural attention has become a parallel distribution channel, one that doesn't ask permission and doesn't wait for a media plan. Retailers don't have to believe the story. They just watch it convert into sell-through. And there's a tension point hiding under the momentum. Export engines are fragile. If supply tightens, shelves punish you immediately. If a hot SKU cools off, the set gets rationalized. And when a product becomes a template, retailers often test cheaper equivalents beside it. Same cues, lower price, fewer moving parts. The shelf is loyal to outcomes, not origins. The shift isn't Asian snacks are trendy. It's that the system learned how to price attention into shelf rent. When a product arrives with preheated demand, export-built reliability and scan-level proof, it doesn't need to win a cultural argument. It just needs to win a space argument. And the question isn't whether this wave continues. It's who adapts faster, brands that buy demand, or brands that arrive with demand already moving. Because the biggest shifts don't announce themselves. They just keep taking one more inch.